Last time on the Skip and Josh podcast.
There's actually something that's bugging me. We haven't done a What Bugs Me in a while.
Yeah. Well, you texted me yesterday saying you got a list of grievances, so I can't wait to hear them.
Well, we're only going to talk about one of them today. Otherwise, the show would be too long.
You're listening to the Skip and Josh podcast with Skip Sherman and Josh Obadia.
Okay, Skip, so today we're going to talk about our favorite French fries, or at least favorite places where one could order and consume French fries. But before we get to that list, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about sports, talk to you a little bit about sports. As you know, I still haven't signed up for any sports channels. So the only thing I can watch, I can watch the NBA finals because they're on a regular channel. And when baseball gets to the World Series, it'll be on a regular channel. I'll be able to watch that also.
But wait, the NBA finals is on a regular channel?
Yeah, they're always on ABC, every game.
Oh, I didn't realize. I've been watching on TSN.
Oh, well, you should watch on ABC because you get better commercials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You also, I'm sure you don't care, but you get, what's his name? Jimmy Kimmel before and after every game.
I don't care. You're right, I don't care.
But I'm sure it's better than whatever pregame show TSN puts on.
Well, TSN puts on their people. Leo Routens and
yeah,
exactly.
So I'd rather see Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. So you're trying to talk about sports, but really you can't watch any.
No, I can't watch any, but I know what's going on because I get the alerts on my phone, so I know which teams have advanced. But one thing I want to say, if I was watching, what I would like about the playoffs in baseball this year as opposed to past years, and I've complained about this in the past, the best thing is that during a series, there are no days off in between games, which is how it should be because there's no days off in a regular baseball season.
But it's only in this round. The other rounds, I don't know if they did that.
No. In the next round, it's going to be like that. I saw the schedule.
Talking about the first round.
The first round also, there were no days off.
Okay. Because now they're playing in a bubble, right? They're only playing in two stadiums.
Yes, no, I know. But there were no days off in the previous round also.
It's really actually a strategic thing, right? Because
now you can't use your number one starter 8 times in the series.
There's times that teams that actually had only 2 good starters and no one else, and because of days off and then going on 3 days rest, they're able to just use the same 2 pitchers over and over.
Which is why I never liked that they had so many days off during the postseason in past years.
I don't know if you watched I know you didn't watch, but I don't know if you're following the Yankees Rays, but so Tyler Glass now pitched yesterday on 2 days rest for the Rays. In the decisive
game. How long did
game,
he last?
2 innings, and it's not that he pitched bad. He just pitched 2 innings. I think it was the Rays used their opener strategy. You know what I mean? They only planned on him going 2 or 3 innings. And anyways, but so the big thing out of that game last night, I don't know. You didn't watch, so do you know what happened in the Yankees Rays? You just know that the Rays won.
That's all I know. Yes.
Okay, so. In the bottom of the 8th, Mike Brosso of the Rays hit a home run off of Aroldis Chapman to put the Rays up 2-1, and then their fat closer. I couldn't believe how fat this pitcher was, Castillo. I've never seen a pitcher that looks like him. Got the Yankees out in the top of the 9th, and that was it. But the reason why I bring up Mike Brosso is I don't remember if we talked about this on the podcast or if we talked about this just in a conversation or if we didn't talk about it at all. But you remember Aroldis Chapman was suspended at one point for throwing at some guy's head?
Yes, I do remember that.
That is Mike Brosso. That's the player.
Oh, okay. So that's the best form of revenge ever. Exactly.
So it was unbelievable, revenge, karma, whatever you want to call it. He's the one that hit the winning home run. And boy, oh boy, there was a huge celebration. It was, look, I'm not a Rays fan. I'm not a Yankees fan. I couldn't really care less, but it was really high drama yesterday.
That does sound great. And actually, I'm not a Rays fan, but I like the Rays because they don't spend a lot of money, and they've shown that you don't need to spend a lot of money to have a competitive team on the field.
No. The Rays are a fun team to watch, for sure. They were the best team in the league this year. They had the best record.
Yes, no, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
And they lost in the offseason. They lost their starting catcher.
But they don't care. They just they recycle guys.
Yeah.
They just put new guys. But the big news in sports since the last time we talked, Josh, can we say congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning? They're the Stanley Cup champions.
We can, but you didn't watch any of the Stanley Cup final.
0. And I thought we were going to say congratulations to the Lakers today, but the Heat will not go quietly into the night. And now they forced the game 6 on Sunday. It's really, I know the NBA is not getting, like, according to what I read, they're not getting very strong ratings on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's been really exciting. Like, I really have enjoyed the NBA playoffs. It's like the one thing I'm really following. And I know you're not watching the basketball, or maybe you are or whatever, but like, boy, oh boy, do I ever have respect for Jimmy Butler. This is a player that I kind of never paid attention to, and I knew he was good, but I didn't really know how good he was, and he's unbelievable. He's really unbelievable.
So actually, I've been watching a little bit of the NBA Finals because they are on ABC and I can watch. And I did watch, I guess, the end of last night's game. And I wasn't fully paying attention because I was doing other things. But I know that Jimmy Butler had an amazing game. And all I hear about in the last week or two is how amazing this player is. You know, first of all, it's the first time he's ever made it to the finals. But part of that is because he's been on bad teams. But, you know, I watch PTI or listen to PTI every day, and Michael Wilbon loves this guy. So all he talks about is Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Butler. And Sure enough, he's actually playing great.
Yeah, well, the thing about him that's really interesting, especially in this day and age, is he doesn't take any 3-pointers. Like, he had 40 points, I think, the other day in game 4, and he had like no 3-pointers. He does everything. He's the one guarding LeBron. You know, to be honest, he's doing everything. He sets the play, like, he's just doing everything he can for his team, which is just a fun thing to see. So that's my thing about the NBA Finals. I've enjoyed it. I liked it. It's fun, and that's that. But I had so many other notes. I don't know how I'm going to fit everything into the episode today. I don't know if you wanted to talk about other stuff before we get to the French fries, but
Top 7 French fry establishments.
So French fries was your category, if I'm not mistaken.
It is my category, yeah. Pretty wild. And I picked it for you.
Thank you.
That's how good friends we are. I knew you. So just to remind everybody, like, back in June, we realized there wasn't much to talk about in the world of sports. Although we just filled up 10 minutes talking about nonsense. So we drafted 14 categories to do in the next 14 episodes, and they're random categories: sports, music, food, whatever we feel like. And we're almost at the end of those 14 topics. I think there's only 3 more to go after this, or 2.
I think you're right. Yes. 3 more, I think.
Yeah. So I chose the top 7 French fry places because people should know something about my friend Josh over here. This guy never saw a plate of French fries that he couldn't finish.
This is true. However, there are French fries that are not good.
I know, but you know how many times? And it's just not 1 time. It's just not 5 times. It's just not 10 times. It's countless times. We're at a restaurant, we're somewhere, and then someone's like, I'm not going to finish my French fries. Does anybody want these? And then immediately your hand is up, or you're already taking the plate, or you're already eating the fries. So,
no, if someone is giving up their fries, I inhale them before they could even finish the sentence.
Yeah. So I picked this category just for you. Now, it is a weird list to put together. I don't know if you had trouble with your list, because we have to, how do we strike the balance? Or maybe we have no balance between Montreal places, which only Montreal listeners are going to know about, Toronto places, same thing, or national chains. So I do have a combination of Montreal places and chains. So I don't know what you have, how it kind of shook out for you, but.
So I'm glad you asked, because it's almost impossible to find good French fries in Toronto. Let me just tell you that off the bat.
A city of what, like 10 million people? No good fries.
Most of the places, and these places aren't French fry places. They're restaurants that also have French fries.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Most of the places in Toronto that I've been to that also serve French fries, it seems like it's the frozen McCain French fries. It seems like it's those.
There's a lot of places that have that. And you get to a restaurant, you order a great burger, and then you get the fries, and you're like, why are they serving me these frozen French fries?
And maybe they're not frozen, but that's what they look like, and that's what they taste like.
Right.
So I don't like those French fries. What I like is the fresh cut potatoes.
Yeah.
That's what I like. And so there's tons of places in Montreal that have that. And there's only one place in Toronto that I could find that has that. And so I did put that one Toronto place on my list because I didn't want it to be all Montreal places.
Okay, good. Okay. So before we get into the list, I have another question for you. Condiment etiquette or choice.
Okay.
Are you a ketchup person, mayo, other sauces? What do you like on your fries, Josh?
To be honest, I like them plain.
Plain. Me too. I'm more of a plain. I detest ketchup. I think ketchup is the grossest thing in the world. I cannot stand it.
I don't have any ketchup in my fridge.
I have it in the fridge because obviously people in my household do like it. But the only thing that I actually will have ketchup with is fries. And that's not even every time. Sometimes if I'm in the mood for ketchup on fries, But I prefer mayo with fries, to be honest.
I have a better question for you.
Yeah.
Maybe not a better question, but I have another question for you. So when you do put any condiment on your French fries, do you put it on the fries or do you put it on the side and then dip your fries into the condiment?
Always on the side for dipping. Never on.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I know there's some people that will just take ketchup and squirt it right all over the fries. I'm like, no, I don't want that. It's fine, but it's more messy. So what's the? I mean, the taste is the same, but first of all, it's more messy because then you can't get a good grip on every single fry because there might be ketchup on it, and you can't control the ketchup distribution. Because it's completely random.
Well, that's the number one thing. You're going to have a ton of ketchup on like 2 or 3 fries, and then you're going to have very little ketchup on the other 17 fries.
17.
I'm just saying.
It's interesting that you mentioned the number of fries because while I was researching this, there was an article that comes up and talk about what's the perfect amount of fries to have when you eat fries. What's the perfect amount?
The perfect amount is unlimited.
Unlimited. There's one article that says the perfect amount is 6, and I was like, this guy's on crack. 6 fries. Who eats 6 fries?
That's not enough. That's not enough.
I eat 6 fries out of the bag in the car on the way from the drive-thru.
You just reminded me when you asked about the number of fries. I remember going to a restaurant, and unfortunately, I don't remember which restaurant it is or where it is, but when you run out of fries, when you finished your fries, they will bring you more French fries. It's like those unlimited refills on beverages, except it's for French fries.
This rings a bell. When you're mentioning this now, it rings a bell.
Could it be that restaurant in Montreal called Daou?
That's possible. I can't say 100%, but that sounds possible actually. All right, so I'm gonna start my list. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Number 7.
Now, my number 7 is a Montreal restaurant, semi-iconic. It was an honorable mention in our Montreal Restaurants podcast, and that is Mr. Steer. They used to have 2 locations. There's only one now, and they have the very famous curly French fries, which are called the Suzy Q's. I don't know when was the last time you had them, but this is a place where you won't complain about the quantity of fries that they give you because it's a mountain.
And actually, they did not make my list, but they are on my honorable mentions.
Beautiful. We're on the same page.
First place on my list is the only Toronto place on my list, and it's called Kaplansky's Deli. Now,
wow, never even heard of it.
Of course you haven't. They bill themselves as Montreal smoked meat, but the smoked meat is actually not good. First of all, the only thing that's good there are the French fries. The other thing I'll mention is they used to have 3 locations. Now they only have 1 location, and that 1 location is in the airport. So unless you're going on a flight, you're not going there.
Oh my God.
So clearly I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah.
But I do recall the last time I was there, which I think might have been, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The French fries were really good.
Okay, good. Now
this place, I'll just tell you a little bit of history. It was established in 2007.
That's it.
I mean, I can give you more, but...
No. But 2007. I mean, I thought that when it sound, I had a feeling you were going to tell me it was started in 1955. And
no. It's not one of those places that's been around forever.
Okay.
The owner's name is Zane Kaplan. I believe he changed his name to Kaplansky, and then he named the restaurant after himself.
That's an interesting fact right there.
Number 6.
All right. Number 6 on my list, Josh. I don't know, when was the last time you've been to one of these? I think there's 6 or 7 locations in Montreal. And it's called Frites alors.
Yes, of course, I've been there. It's been a while, but and I don't think they have them in Toronto.
No, they definitely don't. It's only Montreal. They bill themselves as the Belgian style French fries, which are, I know this sounds gross, and apologies to the vegan and vegetarian listeners. It's fried in animal fat, which is what they claim makes the fries so good. And as I mentioned before, I do like mayo as a dipping for my fries, and at Frites alors they have like several kinds of mayo as a dipping sauce that you can choose from.
I remember I used to work at a bank on Park Avenue, and there was a Frites alors location not far from the bank, and I would go there for lunch sometimes. It was great.
No, the fries are amazing, actually.
And they come in like a cone.
A cone. Yeah, exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So next on my list is the rest are all in Montreal.
All
of them, the rest of my list.
Wow.
So next on my list is a place that I know you've heard of, and I think you've been to. It's called La Banquise, where they have, I think, 31 different types of poutine.
Yeah. See, I was going to put this on my list, but I never actually have been there. So I felt like I couldn't put it.
Okay. Well, that's a good reason to not put it on your list. And now, even though they have 31 different kinds of poutine, they only have one kind of French fry, but it's good.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously the fry is the most important part of the poutine, really.
Right. So it was established in May 1968, which is quite a long time ago. I didn't realize how old it actually is.
Me too. Would have thought it was somewhere in the 80s.
Yeah. Anyway, it's really good. I recommend that you go there at least once. I think it's open 24/7. So, if it's the middle of the night and you're hungry, you can just drive over there. Now, it'll take you a while because you're coming all the way from the West Island. So,
friend of the show, Joseph de Benedictus, has his video blog on YouTube. And they did an episode where they came to Montreal, him and his buddy Jason, and they tested poutines, and they went to La Banquise. It's pretty crazy when you see what they gave them. Like, they ordered some wacky poutines that are like a mile high.
Yes.
Which is,
That's the other thing. The portions are huge there. You can just order poutine, and that's a meal. You don't need...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You don't need to order anything else.
It's not just a meal. That's like your calorie intake for the next 2 days.
Or a week.
Number 5.
So 5 on my list, Josh, is a place where I'm pretty sure you've never been to. It's called Smoke Meat Pete. Do you know this place?
I've heard of it, yes.
Yeah. So it's in a Montreal suburb, even west of me, which is called Ile Perrot. And it's sort of like the Schwartz's of the West Island of Montreal. I believe that the owner is the son or the relative or the something of someone who used to own or manage Schwartz's. So they are quite famous for their smoked meat. And I have to admit, the smoked meat is amazing. Close as you can get to Schwartz's. Actually, some people might say they prefer it. But they have homemade and amazing, perfect crispy French fries, which tops off your smoked meat sandwich perfectly.
By the way, that's one of the places that's on the imissmontrealfood.com website.
What, you can get you can get smoked meat Pete?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the smoked meat's spectacular.
Okay, next on my list is a place that I know you've been to many times, and the fries are a little bit different here than the other places, but I do like them partly because they give you like a whole mound of fries. It's great. Yeah. And that's Baton Rouge.
Oh, actually, Baton Rouge has good fries too. And they are fried in peanut oil, if I'm not mistaken, which is their secret. Yeah.
Number 4.
So I'm at number 4 now, and I just want to tell you that 4, 3, 2, 1 for me are all chains. They're national chains. Okay. So I'm going away from Montreal. So any listeners out there that are not familiar with Montreal, at least are going to know my 4, 3, 2, and 1. Number 4 are the Chick-fil-A waffle fries. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics of Chick-fil-A, the owners, and whatever. All I want to tell you about Chick-fil-A is that their food is absolutely amazing. Like you can talk about their politics. I don't care. The food is awesome. I mean, obviously the chicken is one thing, but their fries, they have the waffle French fries, waffle cut, and they are spectacular. And by the way, Chick-fil-A sauce is like crack, and you dip the fries in that sauce, and you have no idea. The sauce is ridiculous.
Okay.
I could tell you a story about the sauce. We went to Plattsburgh last summer, and we went to Chick-fil-A, me and Matthew, my son, and they gave us we had four little sauces, like the little sauces they give you, right? We had 4 packs of sauce. So I said, Matthew, let's conserve the sauce, right? Because let's just use 1 each, and that way we can take 2 home, right? So he's like, okay, let's do that. So then what happens is that's what we do. Then on the way out, as you're dumping your tray, right on the garbage or whatever you want to call it, there's a little basket. And there's a sign that says deposit your unused sauces here, because they don't want people throwing out perfectly good sauce, right? Mm-hmm. People just have them on their tray and they dump them in the garbage. So there's 8 sauces in that little basket, and we took them all. We took them all and ran out of the store.
That's
so
hilarious.
We came home with 10 sauces that lasted for quite a while. We had to use them strategically when we felt like it was worth taking out the Chick-fil-A sauce.
But I understand you had the sauce, but you didn't have the fries with you.
No, but the sauce itself is still great with anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it.
Okay.
Well, you might like the fries. But you're not a waffle fry person. You like the home cut fries, right?
Yes.
That's your style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Next on my list is, DeCarry hot dog. Or some people call it DeCarry hot dogs.
Well, some people, that's the name.
I know, but if you look on Wikipedia, it says that the name of the place in English is DeCarry hot dog with no S. And in French, it's DeCarry hot dogs with an S, which I don't quite understand.
That is bizarre as hell.
That's
so weird.
This place was founded in 1969, so it's older than you and I.
Yeah.
And it's in Saint Laurent near Vanier, where we both went.
Yeah.
So, I mean, their fries are very greasy, not good for you, not healthy, but delicious.
No. Actually, I polled some family members previous to this episode. Mm-hmm. My wife asked me this morning, what are you doing today? I said, we're doing best French fries. She's like, DeCarry hot dogs is number 1 on my list. She said when she was a kid and, teen living near there, she's like, DeCarry hot dogs were her favorite fries. So she's on the same page as you.
By the way, the former leader of the Liberal Party, Stéphane Dion, once ate a DeCarry hot dog.
I'm sure a lot of famous people, no?
Yeah.
Number 3.
Okay, so number 3 on my list, also a chain. I don't know if you've ever been to Five Guys, Josh?
I think I went with you once.
Yeah. They have great fries. They have just the way you like it, sort of like greasy-ish, home-cut, fries. And they are just great fries. And the cool thing about Five Guys is they always give you way more than you need, because they give you the bag of fries. And then everything at Five Guys is takeout. Even if you're eating in, they give it to you in a bag. So when they put your order of fries in this big paper bag, and then they take a scoop of fries and they put them in the paper bag too. So there's fries everywhere.
It's great.
They overload you on purpose. And they also have a variety called Cajun fries, which is what my son really likes. They're a little bit spicy. Those are really good too. But I prefer the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next on my list will not come as a surprise to you. It's the orange julep.
Oh, those are terrible. I don't like their fries at all.
When I go to the julep, the only thing I get is the julep and the fries. I don't even order anything else on the menu.
I know. We were just there a couple weeks ago.
And you saw all I ordered was the drink and the fries.
Yeah.
See, these fries are very similar to the DeCarry hot dog fries. They're very greasy, but they're actually cut potatoes. They're not the frozen kind of fries. So that's why I like them.
I see. But I just find them too greasy there. They lose their... I don't know.
Number 2.
Number 2 for me, I don't think you've ever been to this place, Josh. There's no Canadian locations. I have this every single time I go to New York, which is 3 or 4 times a year, every single time without fail. I go to Shake Shack. You ever been?
I think I went to Shake Shack once in Florida, I think.
Yeah. First of all, I love the place. Like, regardless of like fries aside, I love Shake Shack food. And they have the crinkle cut fries, which they may seem frozen because they're sort of like these perfectly shaped crinkle cuts, but according to Shake Shack, they swear up and down everything's made fresh. So I trust them on that. And when I do go to Shake Shack, I always get the cheese fries. So it's the crinkle cut fries with that really fake cheese sauce on top.
Okay.
Which sounds gross, but actually really good. So
Okay, next on my list, I'm pretty sure this is not on your list, especially because you said now you're doing chains only,
yeah.
is Moish's Steakhouse. So obviously Moish's is well known for their
Oh.
steak, but I really like their French fries. That
is nice pick, Josh. I didn't even think about like high-end restaurants, you know? Like,
I mean, you're not going to go there just for the fries because you're going to end up paying quite a lot for the meal, but
yeah.
and it's not the type of place where you can just sort of walk up to the window and say, "Can I order a fry to go?"
No, well, there's no window.
No, exactly. But the fries are very good there. In fact, they're number 2 on my list, so obviously they're very good. And just to give a little history of Moish's, which I know you mentioned on a previous episode, they're moving their location, but they were founded in 1938, so they've been around for quite a while.
Yeah, any listeners outside of Montreal who don't know Moish's, it's the most famous steakhouse in Montreal, right? So
Yeah.
Number 1.
All right, I'm at number 1. I'm about to disappoint you tremendously.
No, you're not, because I know it's not the same as my number 1.
Now, number 7 through 2 so far on my list have all been fresh cut fries, like we mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 are frozen.
Really?
And I don't care because I still love them the most, and that's McDonald's.
You know, I should have known. I should have known.
First
'cause
of
you
all,
sent
I'm
me
a big
text
fan of
message,
McDonald's, right?
about a week ago. You sent me a text message with an emoji, and the emoji was the little pack of French fries from McDonald's.
Well, that's how iconic McDonald's fries are, because if you want to do an emoji for fries, it actually looks like the McDonald's fries. That's the emoji that's in your phone, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because everybody knows what they are. So I put in my notes, frozen equals don't care. Like, I don't care. And what I love about McDonald's fries is they're always great. You can get them anywhere in the world. And you know, I travel all over the world. Wherever you go, you can get McDonald's fries, and they're always more or less the same. And, you know, they're this famous matchstick style they've been copied many times, you know, often imitated, but never duplicated. And they're just the best. And, you know, there's a reason why they buy 3.4 billion pounds of potatoes every single year.
Well, I'm glad they're keeping the potato industry in business.
They really are. And speaking of that, I'm going to post a link in the notes of this episode to a podcast about potato technology in restaurants, and how there's these companies that are trying to make sure that potatoes, that your fries stay crispy, because takeout fries are bad sometimes, right? We're in the era now of like Uber Eats, right? Everybody's doing takeout.
I take to putting food on your plate, off your plate. By putting food on your plate. Randy Watkins, man of delivery.
But takeout fries often are not good because fries can't last in a car for more than, or for delivery more than like 10 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. So there's these people that are trying to come up with potato technology to increase the time that your fries will stay crispy so you can have them delivered.
Now, if only these people would use their time to develop more important things.
Well, this is the potato company. This is what they do. Okay. But they realize that if everybody's ordering everybody's ordering food now, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you order food with fries, and the fries you get at your house suck because they're soggy, because they're all steamed up and no good, right? Mm-hmm. Then you're not going to order fries next time. So these people want to make sure you keep ordering fries, so they're trying to make them better.
It's not that complicated. All you have to do is not seal the bag.
I know, but anyways, I'll post the link to the podcast. It's quite fascinating, Josh. You will like it.
Okay. Finally, number 1 for me.
I have a guess, but I'm not going to say.
Well, it's no surprise. It's because they're very similar to the Moish's French fries. It's Schwartz's.
I knew it.
I mean, Schwartz's, it's just down the street from Moish's, or it used to be at least.
Yeah.
Now that Moish's is moving. And of course, we've mentioned on previous episodes that Schwartz's was founded in 1928, so they've been around for a long time. But their French fries, I mean, obviously I go there for the smoked meat, but the fries there are phenomenal.
Fries are awesome there. The fries are awesome there.
Yeah.
I mean, you go there for the smoked meat. I mean, look, you pick up any Montreal guidebook, any Montreal tourist book, go on any website, anything, top whatever restaurants in Montreal, every tourism guidebook will tell you to go to Schwartz's, like every single one.
Yeah.
And like you said, the fries they play second fiddle because the smoked meat is the star, but they are certainly worthy to be on your list. I agree.
Absolutely.
So I have some honorable mentions.
Go ahead.
DeCarry hot dogs, which I already mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I asked my son what his favorite French fries are, and he gave me he agrees with you. He said Côte Saint-Luc barbecue, which is West Island, but there's a couple locations, and he also said Lafleur's, which are the same style, and it's the same style that you've mentioned, like at Orange Julep and these places. It's like fresh cut, sort of greasy fries, you know. I also had Schwartz's on my honorable mentions, Lafleur's, as I just mentioned, and I asked my Uncle Lenny yesterday. I talked to my Uncle Lenny yesterday. I told him we're about to do our episode about fries, and he told me, "Oh, number one." There's no question what's number one.
What's
and I was
that?
like, "Oh, really?" Chalet barbecue.
Okay.
And again, it's in the same vein. It's the same style, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he told me that hands down, Chalet barbecue is number one.
So my honorable mentions: Mr. Steer, Chalet Barbecue, Côte Saint-Luc Barbecue. I also have on my honorable mentions Swiss Chalet, by the way, because their fries are actually, I mean, they used to be good French fries. I don't know if they still are because I haven't eaten
I'm
there
a
in a
fan
while.
of Swiss Chalet.
And then two other places on my honorable mentions list. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of the place.
How can you put them on the list without the name of the place?
Because I haven't been there. Well, one of them I haven't been there in years. So
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the place.
So what did you write down? Place A and place B?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
One of them is this fast food place in the St. Lawrence Market here in Toronto, near a place where I used to work. So I
Okay.
would go there for lunch once a week. And it's a fish and chips place.
Ah, well, those places are great.
Yeah. So I don't know the name of it, but I do remember that the fries there were great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other place, you know this place, because actually we ordered from there last time I was at your house. It's a Portuguese restaurant, and the fries were very good, but I don't know the name of the place.
Oh, yeah. It's called Les Trois Maria, the
Well,
Three
there you go.
Marias. Yeah. That's a local place in the West Island here. Like, no one's ever probably heard of it unless you live out in my neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, good call. Fries were really good.
They were, yes.
Yeah, fries are really good. And it comes with that little piri sauce, the orange sauce. Wow. That's super.
I don't think I put any sauce on mine.
No, it's
again,
too
I like
spicy.
them. I like my fries plain.
Yeah, yeah. Strong list, Josh. I like both our lists. I really do.
I'm surprised that we didn't have more in common, to be honest.
Yeah, yes and no. I'm glad that we differ.
Sure.
Good.
I'm glad too.
It's good. It's good.
The Skip and Josh podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. If you listen to the show through Apple Podcasts, please leave a review. To interact with the show, send an email to skipandjoshtshow@gmail.com. Follow the show on Twitter @skipandjosh, and go to facebook.com/skipandjosh to like the show page. To see links mentioned on today's episode, go to skipandjosh.com. And now for some final thoughts from the guys.
All right, so I did have a couple of really interesting little notes to end the show with. I have too many, so I'm going to try to go sort of fast.
Okay.
Have you heard? I know you're a huge. We once talked about daylight savings time.
Oh, jeez. Don't get me started on this.
Okay, so did you hear that the government of Ontario is mulling over a proposal to eliminate their daylight saving time in Ontario?
Are you serious?
They said they are open to it, but they cannot pass it or even consider it further unless Quebec and New York State also agree.
Why does it matter what the
Well,
other...
I mean, they sort of need, I don't know. This is what they said. I guess it's the neighboring provinces, you know?
Mhm.
But the thing is, Quebec came out and said they would consider it also,
Mm-hmm.
But New York State is a whole other ball game. I mean, that's another country, and can they just change they can just change it because we know Arizona doesn't follow the daylight savings time, so states have the ability to do that. But I don't know if they would want to. And then does that mean, like, what about all the other states that border? Quebec borders other states other than New York, right? We border also, Vermont and New Hampshire, and like, what about all those guys? And then if Vermont and New Hampshire change, then what about Massachusetts and Rhode Island and Pennsylvania? And like, so
that's the thing. I mean, if one place does it, everyone in that same time zone would have to do it, because now you know what time it is in Toronto, same time in Montreal, same time in New York, same time in Boston. You know that. You don't have to think about it. If you have to start thinking about it before you call your colleague in that city, then it becomes a headache for everybody.
To me, unless everybody does it, it's useless. Because
exactly.
then I'm going to be like, what time is it in Toronto now? Is it the same time? What time is it? Like, it's really going to get screwed up. You know?
It's
if
all
I'm
or
calling
nothing.
someone in New York or if I'm calling someone in Boston, it's going to be different time. It's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's one thing. Second thing is,
Don't tell me the second thing is going to be someone's considering a cashless society, because that would be great too.
No, you wish. Well, I mean, we are in a cashless society now.
Except every time I'm in Montreal, there's all these places that only take cash.
Well, not anymore. They're not supposed to, because the government came out and said that they want everybody to pay during this pandemic, they don't want to limit cash. So.
Well, I think Schwartz's only takes cash, and I think St. Viator Bagel only takes cash. And those are the two most important places for me when I go to Montreal.
That's so true. That's so true. Do you have any thoughts about Van Halen or?
No, I mean, it's sad news, obviously, but I wasn't a huge Van Halen fan. I have one Van Halen CD, and you're not even going to guess which one it is.
1984?
No.
Oh, I know which one it is. It's For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Right. Which I'm not even sure if I still have it, by the way.
So that came out in 1991. Look, I wasn't a huge Van Halen fan. I have a lot of their songs on my phone. I love that. I do really like their music, but I'm not like a super fan. Like,
if I recall,
there are some.
Doesn't your wife love them?
No, she likes them. She told me that she used to have a poster of David Lee Roth in her room as a teenager.
That doesn't surprise me.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just going to tell you a funny Van Halen story about me and my wife. So the first time I ever went to my wife's home, she was living with her parents when we first started dating. So literally our first date, like the first time I'm ever going to her house, I got a speeding ticket.
Oh, I know. I was going to say, you got a speeding ticket. I know this story.
Now, do you know why I got a speeding ticket?
Because you were blasting Van Halen in the car?
I was listening to Van Halen for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, that album, that CD, which had just come out. I was listening to it on like the loudest possible volume my car could tolerate. The windows were shaking. And
I'm surprised
I got
that car didn't fall apart, actually.
Yeah. So, it's a testament to our marriage because, a lot of people could have said like getting a speeding ticket on the way to your first date with a new potential girlfriend is like, that's a bad sign. Mm-hmm. But, obviously we beat the odds, right?
You overcame that obstacle.
We did. So you knew that story. I've told you that before.
Well, I knew about the speeding ticket. I didn't know what song you were listening to until now.
Yeah. I mean, I know the song, but whatever. It was on that album.
Very funny.
That's all I got. I have other notes. I'm going to save them for next week.
I have one silly note here that's meaningless to everybody in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you don't know the name of every third string quarterback in the NFL.
Probably don't know more than one or two.
Right. So I only bring this up because, I mean, you heard about the Los Angeles Chargers with Tyrod Taylor.
His own doctor took him out.
Exactly. And now Justin Herbert's been the quarterback ever since. And actually, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
But do you know who the third string quarterback is on that team? You've never heard of him. The only reason I bring him up is because I love his name.
Oh. His
name, I don't know what he looks like. I don't know if he's a good quarterback. I don't even know if he can throw a ball. But I love his name. His name, Easton Stick.
That's great. I've never heard of the guy. I thought I was gonna impress you and be all like show my knowledge by you were gonna name me a quarterback and I was gonna say, oh yeah, that guy played for Wichita State or whatever. But I've never heard of Easton Stick. No.
The great name though.
Yeah, I mean For sure. I mean, if this guy ever becomes a starter, the San Diego newspaper can come up with some great headlines, I'm sure.
For sure.
Yeah. That's so good. All right. That's such a great episode we just did. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2 weeks, we're going to do, I don't know what the next topic is. Every week we're like, I don't remember where we are.
I don't remember where we are either. It's too far
But it's
ahead.
it's your topic though, right? So
It is my topic, yes.
and I'm pretty sure it's sports related. I think it's the best sporting events you've ever been to.
It could be. That could be.
Yeah, we have 3 more episodes left. We have the
Yes.
best sporting events we've ever been to. We have the best episodes of the Goldbergs.
And don't say the last one, because actually we're changing the last one.
Yeah, and the last one is something that you've come up with that we'll have to figure out how to actually name it, because I don't know how to call it.
And also we have to explain it to the people.
It needs quite a bit of explanation and ground rules.
That's a whole episode in itself.
So true, so true. All right, Josh, enjoy your tennis today.
Thanks.
And I'll speak to you soon.
All right, bye.